Please welcome to the stage, co-host of Rise, Casey Lau.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're incredibly welcome to day one of Web Summit. This is the largest gathering of entrepreneurs in the world, and over the next hour, we're going to hear from some of the most exciting emerging entrepreneurs in the world. We've worked with over the last year with dozens of the world's leading investors to find the most exciting early stage startups in the world. And over the next hour, you're going to hear from 12 of them. This is the biggest stage any of them have ever spoken on before. So I'm relying on you guys to give these entrepreneurs a huge encouragement. Like this. Can you hear them? Yeah. Okay, I know it's really early, and we're going to get through this really quickly. So let's bring up our first startup. It's called Huckleberry. Huckleberry offers workers' compensation insurance for small businesses. To fill you in, please welcome to the stage, all the way from San Francisco, the CEO and co-founder, Bryan O'Connell.
So I'd like to start off by asking you guys a question. So how many of you used a travel agent to book your flights here to Web Summit? Raise your hand if you used a travel agent. OK, so we got a couple there. Well, the number of travel agents in the United States has declined pretty dramatically over the last 20 or so years. So it's not surprising that there was only one or two hands. But, I mean, judging by the average age in the room, some of you guys may not remember this, but back in 1995, if you wanted to book a flight, you had to go to a retail store, talk to an agent, then the agent would book the flight for you and take a fat commission. So it's really no surprise that this has gone online. But there's another group of agents that has remained pretty much flat over this same time period, and that's the US insurance industry agents. So if you're a business in the United States, chances are you're still buying insurance from a retail broker. And not only has distribution not changed, but expense ratios in the industry, so their cost structure, during a time of unprecedented economic growth and digitization, has also remained more or less flat. So this got us excited about the industry and about one product in particular called workers' comp. So what is workers' comp? Well, all you really need to know is that it's compulsory, so every company in the United States has to buy it. It's a massive market, so 60 billion, and even your smallest SMB mom-and-pop restaurant is spending big dollars on this. But most importantly, there's absolutely no decisions to be made. So you don't have to pick limits, you don't have to pick coverages, you don't have to pick anything. But there's still a broker taking a 12% advisory fee to advise you on a decision that you don't have to make. And until recently, the process for getting workers' comp looked a little bit like this. So 300 requests and applications, weeks to get coverage. So at Huckleberry, we thought there's got to be a better way. So we took this multi-week paper-based process, condensed it down into a 5-minute end-to-end experience. Using data from multiple different online data sources, we pre-populate most of the application for you. Then in terms of distribution, rather than meet you in the high street, we meet you where you want to transact. So we're an API-first company, and we're embeddable within multiple other online products. And then I'm pretty much out of time. So I just quickly like to talk about how we build trust. So if you were an insurance company way back in the day, this is how you build trust. You built a massive edifice. Oh, sorry, I'll go real quick. But our thesis is that these companies are going to be replaced by digital native brands, and we're going to build trust not by building these huge edifices, but by building elegant code and great UI.
All right, thank you, Huckleberry, all the way from San Francisco. All right, let's keep it going. Next, it's described as not just another crypto product. This startup is a cryptocurrency investment platform representing Coin Bundle. Please welcome to the stage the CEO, Saad Rizvi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Saad, and I'm the CEO of Coin Bundle. Before starting this company, I spent 10 years working with dozens of ministers of finance from emerging markets on economic development. This is what I learned. Cryptocurrencies are going to change emerging markets in fundamental ways. This will happen in two phases. At first, it will be through investing products. For the first time in history, a farmer in Pakistan has access to the same investment products as a trader in New York. But that's just the start. I also believe cryptocurrencies will form the foundations of a new internet, or Web 3.0, and that will also start in emerging markets. So at CoinBundle, we're building on-ramps for both of these phases. We are starting with one of the world's first bundled asset crypto exchanges. This is how it works. You choose from a variety of expertly crafted bundles that help you invest like experts. You learn about what's in the bundles, what type of coins, what compositions, and you buy them with one click. It's really magical. Our bundles can be bought based on your risk profile, from conservative to aggressive, the type of market exposure you want to get, from just 5 coins to top 20, and even based on your beliefs, whether it's in emerging technologies or in the world's first halal cryptocurrency bundle. What's even more interesting is CoinBundle also forms a bridge between leading decentralized projects and new crypto investors. So if you don't have any money, you can invest your time in crypto projects and get rewarded in tokens as well. Since we launched, we've built a full stack of financial institution partnerships, acquired pre-seed financing from the leading investors in Silicon Valley, such as Y Combinator, and brought on board some true world-leading experts, such as the founder of a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund. But most importantly, we're growing fast. In our first month of launch, we have 90,000 investors from over 145 countries. And now for a Web Summit exclusive. I'm really excited to announce that last week, we acquired crypto-to-fiat licensing across the EU, which means all of you can invest in bundles as well. So if you go to coinbundle.com/websummit, you can have your first $5 in coin bundles on me. We are CoinBundle. Please join us to bring the next billion people to cryptocurrencies.
All right, great. All right, keep it going. 2:30. Next up, we have Momentum Works. Still in stealth, so you won't find much information out there about this startup until now. Intrigued? Let's find out some more. Please welcome to the stage Malte, Nuhn, CEO and co-founder.
Good morning. My name is Malte, and I founded a company. We've been in stealth until now. We started asking ourselves a very simple question. Why is it that design and engineering still work in sequence instead of working together? And as we asked ourselves that question, we realized that there is a revolution underfoot in the world of design. One of the biggest changes that is happening is that design and engineering are starting to come together, to collaborate. Imagine a world where for every engineer, there are 7 designers. If you work in product development, that's a pretty crazy thought, right? Pretty much impossible. One designer can keep 7 engineers busy quite happily. But yet, in the world of gaming, if you're working in the gaming industry, it is entirely possible that 7 designers work with 1 engineer producing production-grade games. The question is, why is that? And the main reason for it is that they have platforms that they can use to actually collaborate. And when we look at the design communities around the world, we're seeing exactly that starting to happen. We have designers that are these days former engineers. John Maeda, in his Design and Tech report, mentions that at Automatic, the company behind WordPress, 1/3 of their designers are former engineers. Another 1/3 knows how to read code fluently. And when you put people like that in front of design problems, they start to solve them like engineers. So in the design communities, some of the most exciting trends emerging are talking about design systems, talking about components. How do you build reusable things that engineers and designers can actually use together? Talking about operations, design ops. How do you make sure that entire design teams stay on the same page? And all of this enables designers and engineers to actually work together on the same products. Steve Jobs told us that design is how it works. And increasingly what we're seeing is that design is becoming a major player in the production and the shipping of products. Thank you very much.
Wow, right on time. Great. All right, next one. Kuva is doing very interesting things in the insurance space from their headquarters in London. So please welcome founder and CEO Freddy Macnamara.
Good morning. My name's Freddy Macnamara. I'm the founder and CEO of Kuva, and we're building the next marketplace for insurance. The multi-billion-dollar problem that we're solving is that insurance companies are massively disintermediated from their customers. If you think about the supply chain for insurance, it goes customer, Google, price comparison website, software house, broker, software house, insurance company. The insurance company is miles away from their end customer. We've turned this around by building from the ground up our own platform for insurance. So now it goes customer, cover, insurance company. And this allows us to do three really important things. One, we can build insurance products from the ground up, tailored around your actual needs. Two, we can build world-class customer support right into the product. And three, we can use thousands of different data points to work out whether you're a good risk and price you better on different products. The first product we launched 2 years ago today, short-term motor insurance to borrow a friend's car. You can use us to buy an hour of insurance to drive a car for as little as an hour a day or a month. And in the last 2 years, we've become the largest short-term motor insurer in the UK. We now sell over £15 million of motor insurance per year. But this isn't where we've finished. This is where we started. Today, I'm really excited to announce that we're launching a brand new travel insurance product for a day, for any activity. And it's really, really simple. It's slick, and you can do it in the check-in queue while you're queuing for your airline. So that's us. That's Kuva. We're 40, that's travel insurance. We're 40 people. We're based in Shoreditch. And if you think that you can help us build the future of insurance, let me know. Thank you very much.
All right, the next founder to Seed Summit is also joining us from a UK headquarters. This one from Cambridge, to be specific. CTO Alex Kendall is from Wave AI. Wave is an autonomous vehicle company utilizing a unique machine learning. They once taught a car to drive from scratch in 20 minutes. Let's give your hands together.
Well, what I was going to show you was the first time a self-driving car has learned to drive. So in this video, you're going to see for the first time a self-driving car learning to drive. It started off knowing nothing about the world. In fact, it didn't even know what a road was or what physics is. It's simply trying to drive as far as it can without making a mistake. Every time something goes wrong and it tries to drive off the road, the safety driver intervenes and tries to take over. Through this feedback, it tries to drive a little further each time. You can see after just a few episodes, it still can't quite drive, but it's getting better and learns a policy that starts to correct and wiggle, but ultimately still crashes. So we give it a bit more feedback. We haven't told it what physics is, what a road is, but it's simply learning just from this feedback signal alone. After 10 minutes of this experience, our car has learned to drive. This is exciting because it's the first time we've seen an autonomous vehicle learn to drive with reinforcement learning in real life. So at Wave, we believe robotics is the next technology to have a massive impact on society. But in self-driving, we've seen all the existing incumbent companies focus on over-engineering a solution with hand-coded rules or HD maps and copious amounts of sensors. This might give us an autonomy solution in an affluent area like San Francisco, but it's not going to scale autonomy to the world. It's not going to bring it to places like Europe or my hometown in New Zealand. So we're building an AI-first robotics company. We're based in Cambridge in the UK, and with a few $1 million of seed capital, we've built a team of 20 world-leading experts in machine learning and robotics. Our challenge now is to scale our technology, and we want to be the first to deploy in 100 cities, not just one. So how do we do it? Well, we rely on computer vision to understand the world around us in all weathers. And we want the car to be able to understand its environment and make its own decisions. And we believe this will give us autonomy for everyone. Driving is a really hard problem, and we think the only way we're going to understand and develop a superhuman driving capabilities is with machine learning. And machine learning is going to give us autonomy for everyone, everywhere. Thank you.
All right, wow, very cool. In a moment, we'll welcome to the stage Lisa Gautier. Lisa is the founder and CEO of TPH.co. TPH stands for the Pasta Haters, and is a retail company that connects local vintage shops with vintage fashion fans. Why is it called the Pasta Haters? We'll let Lisa explain more. Please welcome Lisa Gautier.
Hi. This room can support 15,000 people. If all of us today would be a piece of clothing, 11,250 or 75% would be trashed into landfill. This is the result of the fashion industry, an issue that my company is addressing today. But let me start with a small story first. So back in France, I have a friend of mine who always had the latest hit bag, and she could find in fashion magazines. She never ever worn the same outfit twice. She wasn't rich at all, so how did she do that? Well, her secret was an empty fridge. In order to do that, she had to eat pasta for every meal, all the time. One day, she started to hate pasta more than she liked her expensive bag and new clothes. But she still wanted to look good. So she came to me, and I was like, OK, I'm going to take you to my favorite vintage shops in Paris. And I changed her life. Vintage shops are the one rescuing millions of high-quality, beautiful products from the landfill. As of today, there is more than 60,000 of them worldwide, with thousands and thousands of products to offer. But everything is being done manually. So 1.5 years ago, I started my company, a platform that helps them digitalize their business. And because of my friend, obviously, I call it the Pasta Haters. The Pasta Haters unlocks vintage shopping globally by providing the right tools to the right suppliers, and also giving access to high-quality products at affordable pricing. The platform allows the vintage shops to categorize and upload their product online, and we are about to launch an app that will help them track their entire inventory. What that means is also that our technology can generate sales tagline for every product and standardize sizing across all the vintage shops. Vintage shopping not only helps you reducing your own footprint, you become part of a global impact and a change for the fashion industry. As of today, we have vintage shops in 9 countries in Europe and Asia using our platform. Their sales have been increasing by 40%, and their revenue have also been increasing. So, discover the suppliers of tomorrow's fashion and stop shopping vintage today with us. Thank you.
All right, next to the stage is Maze Design. Maze is an analytics and testing solution that seeks to tackle frustrating inefficiencies in the design process. To tell us more, please welcome founder Jonathan Widawski.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan from Maze Backup Design Decisions with Real Data. So, why are we building Maze? We're building Maze because people have been building digital products wrong forever now. We all go through the same process. We go from design to development to release, and finally we learn through quantitative analytics. The problem is that it's only at the last stage that you'll know where your design is failing. And when you do, you have to go through this whole loop again. And this is extremely expensive and time-consuming. So what's the solution? Well, the solution would be to be able to do quantitative testing at the design phase so that you can iterate early and learn early where your design is failing so that you can go into development confident in the design that you're creating. And this is exactly what we are doing at Maze. Maze is a quantitative user testing platform that connects to the tools that your designers already know and love. Simply copy-paste the link to your InVision, Marvel, or Sketch prototype to get started. After that, you can start creating your maze. And a maze is simply a compilation of missions or tasks that you want your testers to perform on your prototype. It takes less than 5 minutes to grow from prototyping to getting started with testing. And whenever you're ready, we generate a unique link that you can share with your testers. And this link, it requires no third-party apps, no plugins, no anything. It runs straight in the browser, making it the most frictionless experience for your testers as well. And finally, Maze makes sense of the data for you. We turn your design into actionable KPIs, metrics, so that you know where your design is failing directly at the design phase. 15 years ago, there was 2 types of companies. Large tech companies who could afford to develop in-house analytics, and the rest who struggled to understand where the product was failing. 12 years ago, Google released Google Analytics to the world and made data available to everyone. We believe that this shift hasn't happened yet in the design world. And we want to bring data and analytics to all the designers, giving them the power to finally say no. Thank you very much. It's been amazing talking to you today.
Sir. Great. In a second, we're going to hear from Amine Bellakrid, the New York-based co-founder and CEO of UX startup Waldo.io. But let's welcome him to the stage. Please welcome Amine.
Hello, everyone. I'm Amine. I'm the CEO of Waldo. And I'm always amazed, actually, by the amazing experience actually we're creating in the mobile space. In the same time, the way we test them is just the most horrible thing I've ever seen in my life. It's been 9 years I'm working in the mobile industry as a PM, designer, also iOS engineer. And I tried everything to make this go away. It just takes so much time. Every week or 2, we would gather in a room, and it would be just horrible, us pounding on the app and trying to make it break. It takes time. Everyone is frustrated. And if there is one thing you should know about me is I'm a very impatient guy. So that's like, I was like, nah. So we decided basically with our team to focus and try to find a new approach to solve the problem. So we've been using strong computer vision algorithms and machine algorithms to try to understand how can we solve and automate this manual QA. And this is how we came up with Waldo. And I would love to share with you actually our story. Hoopla.
All right, so your team is about to ship a new version of your app. It's crunch time. Designers are asking for UX changes, developers are tweaking code, and everyone is working like mad. Then finally, it's ready to ship. Or is it? Because here's the thing about updates. Even the tiniest change can cause problems somewhere else. One tweak here could make other parts of your app look weird, or even disable them altogether. And checking every screen yourself, that's not happening. Waldo changes everything. With Waldo, you get a real-time view of your UX, which makes it easy to spot all the visual changes from previous versions, even the tiny ones you might have missed, so nothing escapes your eye. This allows you to catch and fix mistakes fast, not just to design, but functionality, so you can launch on time with confidence. It's not just for updates either. Because Waldo keeps a record of every new version, you can track your app's evolution over time, so you never lose sight of the big picture. Seeing is knowing. Get started with Waldo today.
Thank you. So today we're opening early access to Web Summit. So if you go to waldo.io/Web Summit, then you can get early access today. Thank you very much.
Great. Now, get ready to learn about lead capture. Our next speaker and his team in San Francisco are doing very cool things in this space. Let's hear it for Angelo Huang, the co-founder of LeadIQ.
Hi, I'm co-founder and CTO of LeadIQ. Today I'm going to give you an introduction about LeadIQ. We started 3 years ago to build a data and productivity platform for sales team to find business contacts and build lead lists in one click. Today, we have over 600 enterprise customers globally. In 2018, we started building a machine learning recommendation engine and rebuilding our contact database from ground up. Next, I'm going to show you a product demo video.
Just continue.
OK. So to recap, the Huang extension on the right is to help sales team to find a work email and phone number when they are browsing a company websites. We also have an advanced search function, allow them to find their ideal buyers and build the list in one click. In 2018, we launched several GraphQL, public GraphQL APIs, including People Search API, People Update API, and get a timeline record of historical change on person's record. In 2019, we're going to bring our account search and lead search to Gmail, so users can directly search a work email inside their Gmail application. And that's it. Thanks. If you have questions, please reach out to Angelo at LeadIQ.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelo. Next up, some might say that this is a very appropriate company for Seed Summit in more ways than one. The founders created, in only 3 years, the world's largest farmer-to-farmer network. Please welcome to the stage Kenny Ewan from WeFarm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, last night we heard from Sir Tim Berners-Lee that less than half the world's population is connected to the internet. So what about the other half? Here's a big number for you. 1 billion. A billion. That's the number of small-scale farmers there are globally that have no access to the internet. Now, that's obviously a problem for them, the lack of access to even basic information about how to improve their farm, how to battle a disease, or how to plant a new crop. But it's also a challenge for you, for all of us. These farmers grow 80% of all the food we eat on Earth, and the world's population is set to double. At WeFarm, we enable these farmers to ask a question on anything to do with agriculture in just about any language and get a bespoke answer back for free without needing any access to the internet. How? Well, let's take an example. Please meet Victor. Victor's a tea farmer in rural Kenya, and he contacted WeFarm because his tea plants were being attacked by a disease, destroying his farm, destroying his livelihood. So he sends a simple, basic SMS message outlining his problem to WeFarm. Now, WeFarm uses the most cutting-edge machine learning and AI to understand everything that Victor is trying to tell us. Where is he? What does he farm? What is he trying to say with his question? We use that analysis to pick out 4 or 5 people in our entire network that we know can answer that one specific question and get a bespoke answer back to Victor to save his tea farm. Since we launched, we've already got Victor and 1.2 million other farmers using WeFarm. That accounts for more than 20% of all the farms in East Africa. But what's exciting for us isn't just that people sign up, it's that they use it. We're now sharing more than 1 million questions and answers every single month. To put that in context for you, that's more questions and answers than Quora and Stack Overflow combined. More people now contribute content to WeFarm than to Wikipedia. On top of this trusted information service, we're now also allowing farmers to access the products and the services that they need and use. These farmers spend around $400 billion a year on seeds and fertilizers and other basic inputs for the farm. Our marketplace is already on the way to capturing $1 billion of this spend and in trusted ways that farmers use it. At seed stage, we've raised money from Local Globe and True Ventures, $7 million from the best seed investor in Europe, and probably the best seed investor in Silicon Valley. The good news is, we're saying today that we're launching our Series A in January, and we're going to do that to take 1 million users to 10 million and 100 million, and get a long way down the road to that $1 billion in revenue. We're also, and I think this is important, going to change an awful lot of lives along the way. I hope you'll come and join us on the journey. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. All right, let's keep it going. Last few ones to go. Next to the stage is Zenaton. They're a French startup creating a SaaS technology to orchestrate background tasks and improve processes. So please welcome to the stage Gilles and Barbier from Zenaton.
Hi. Yesterday, Tim O'Reilly tweeted that great companies like Amazon were processes monster. We all know that those great companies actually do a great job because they have automated the user experience. They use flawless processes. But also, this guy have hundreds of engineers that you probably don't have. It does not mean that you should not have great processes as well, and that's why we have built Zenaton. What non-technical people don't get usually is that building even a simple workflow like this one is actually complex. You need a ton of code. You need to install a queuing system to dispatch tasks on your workers. You need to set up cruns everywhere. You need to store your transient states in your databases. You need to monitor everything to check that it's running smoothly. And you want to be able to retry a task if it fails. If you want to have analytics on your processes, you need to add props. And even for a simple workflow like this one, if you want to change something, you need to fix your code in hundreds or thousands of lines of code. Well, With Zenaton, not anymore. Your developer actually can code your workflow, your business processes, with only a few lines of code in their own preferred programming language. After installing our agent in your workers, in your servers, they can begin to build and iterate on those processes. Actually, Zenaton is so simple that even a single backend developer can build sophisticated business processes by himself. Your DevOps have, out of the box, a fully managed queuing and monitoring system. So Zenaton is a great tool to build and run business processes, but actually, the benefit is for the entire company. As you may know, frustration sometimes can arise between developers and the other teams. With this tool, developers, marketers, and managers can work together to build the processes that drive your business. And that is Zenaton's true mission, to help your company have flawless automated processes that ultimately lead to happy customers. Thank you.
Away. All right, for our penultimate startup on the stage this morning, we're welcoming Koru Kids. Koru are a London-based childcare services startup. Rachel Carrell, CEO and founder, will tell us all.
The first 5 years as humans last forever. That's my son. And right now, he's laying down neural pathways in his mind that will be with him for the rest of his life. And I'm not here. I'm not with him. I'm here. And that means that the quality of his childcare is incredibly important to me. And childcare is important to a lot of people. It's the market which is £11 billion in the UK. It's $300 billion in the OECD. But it's a surprisingly under-the-radar market. It's actually the last remaining consumer market which has been largely untouched by technology and startups. And I'm sure you can speculate about why that might be. But childcare absolutely sucks. It's not because it's good. If you're a parent, you already know that childcare is incredibly hard to organize, so hard to find good quality, incredibly expensive. If you work anything other than a 9-to-5 job, if you work freelance or shifts, as increasingly more of us do, it's almost impossible to find care. And the whole thing is mentally exhausting. If you ask a parent to describe their childcare arrangements, about half the time you don't get a short answer, you get a very long answer. For childcare workers as well, it also sucks. The job is often precarious. It's low paid. Career development is almost non-existent. Is that how we value our kids? I didn't know any of this until I had a baby. I was a healthcare CEO, and I quit to found Koru Kids.
What would the world's best childcare service look like? Nannies that are properly trained, using a curriculum based on modern evidence from neuroscience, psychology, and education, so the nannies can help kids grow up strong, kind, and happy. Algorithms finding you your perfect match. Finding another family near you to split the costs. The world's best childcare service helps your nanny to get better and better each week with micro-credentials you select from our evidence-based curriculum and takes care of payroll, pension, sick pay, insurance with no fuss. Your children having everyday adventures in a calm, thriving household. That's what we're building.
Thank you.
All right. Now, last but not least, we're welcoming one of Portugal's most promising young startups. Please welcome to the stage Roque from Hub.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Roque, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Hub. Hub is a Portuguese startup, and we are a product-driven company. So we focus on building this collaborative platform that manages the entire supply chain of a fashion brand. And I should tell you, we don't just target our brands based on their economic value. We also target based on their sustainability. That's why we support the slow fashion movement. We all should look and do a deeper dive on this new concept. Moving on, the problem that we found in the industry. This is an old industry, and it lacks visibility, it lacks collaboration. And so we can see the brand in the middle orchestrating this very, very complex network of partners. We have multiple suppliers in multiple origins. We have inbound flows, we have fulfillment centers, we have last mile deliveries, and several sales channels. And in the end, they are using different systems, different platforms. It's a mess. So let's look at our solution. We build this very, very collaborative, integrated, and unified experience. So much more organized now. So you have the brand on your left side. You have Hub in the middle. They are interacting with our product that is in the middle and managing this heavy infrastructure on the right that we guarantee by integrated with these different logistics partners. And guys, we created LaaS. What is LaaS? It's the end-to-end logistics, obviously, as a service. We are a SaaS company. How does it work? We have one price per each item that the brand puts inside of our network. As simple as that. Next, we are also driven by data. And as you can imagine, we are managing from suppliers to the end customers. It's a very broad scope of services. And we are acquiring all of this data, combining all of this data, and building these models, optimization models, deep learning, machine learning models, to maximize the efficiency of the network. To wrap up, guys, some numbers. We have 51 brands on the portfolio today. We have 60 people on the team. And you can see here the traction. We raised close to 3 million euros already. And you can see that the last round was 2.5 May this year, and the growth that we had from 60K monthly recurring revenue to close to 150. The goal is the Series A for end of next year. Guys, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And thanks for the Web Summit organization. And as we say in Portugal, obrigado. Paddy, you're next.
All right, that's it for this morning's Breakout Startups. We'll be back at lunchtime with some of the most promising growth stage companies. I'd encourage you to hold on to your seats, because coming up shortly will be the opening remarks and opening welcome to the first day of Web Summit by Paddy Cosgrave. Thank you very much.